Hi, this is Keith F. Shovlin, son of Swift, here to bring you my genealogical pursuits for the 14th of January, 2025. Now, of course, I'm recording this just after midnight on the East Coast. It's trying to, yeah, it's a busy evening. Didn't have time to get everything I want to get done tonight in. So, again, it's a little bit late, but better late than never, right? So, let's talk about, uh, you know, gonna do a couple things different tonight. Gonna try to do this pretty quickly. So, I'm also taking into stock things that doing, whether or not they're good attention or not. This is a process. Both the research I'm doing and this work I'm collecting up, and this podcast itself. So things are able to change whenever I feel like changing them. I want to make my video bigger so you can see it up close. That's better. But I'm open with this being a conversation, and if people want to come on and talk with me about genealogy, I'd be happy to do that. I've considered reaching out to friends and family to have them on. Uh, is the intro too long? I always feel like it's a little bit too long. It's just about a minute. Yeah, 1 minute and 1 second. Is that just too long? Is the advertising? And not. It's not really true paid advertising. It's organizations that I work with sharing their information. But considering I know quite a few popular YouTubers that don't do any advertising and just monetize their YouTube. For me, starting out, I felt like having that was a good way to get started, and hopefully lead to the additional support to keep me able to do things like this, in addition to my regular workflow. So, as always, you can reach out to me. You can find me on Tumblr, sonofswift.tumblr.com. If you have a question, you can also email me, shovlin@gmail.com, SEIBHLEIN. Of course, leave comments below, like, share, and of course, you can also probably find me on uh, I'm on Blue Sky and Twitter and Threads as at KF Shovlin. So feel free to reach out if you have any thoughts or have any questions you want. So tonight we're going to talk about conflicts and resolutions. Now, first, just to get it out of the way, let's go ahead and go check on my weekly email check. So that's right here. We'll start with the Angevines as always. All right, so the Angevines. Okay. So you don't have to stare at me this whole time. And here to go. Sorry, I seem to have lost the tab for a second here. Oh, there it is. Change the icon. All right, so the Angevines this week. Okay, so we have Madeline Angevine at Puget Sound Varietals. Photos shared by Leslie Angevine on Instagram. Obituary for Robert J. Angevine. It looks recent from the way it's worded. Legacy obituary from 2006 for Leah Angevine. Let's see, Camilla Smith Angevine Powell obituary. Charles Angevine from 2018. Scène de la fabrique musicale Angevine au grand janvier 2000. Valsec. 2025. Why is it so difficult to remember? 2025, 2025. All right, on YouTube, and then finally obituary for Mary Angevine from 2007. Seems like Angevines, I get a lot of obituaries, and older ones at that. Now, Shovlins, of course, it's going to be mostly Andrew Shovlin, yep. F Mercedes, Andrew Shovlin. Some of these times I should just start flagging these as relevant because there's going to be way too many of it just being him. Yeah, seriously. Only one of it is not him. The last would be Katrina Shovlin from Upchurch. Latest series of Dragon's Den. Chicken hotel owner pitches to Dragon's Den. Oh, that's all about that. Okay, now let's talk about conflicts. Here we have the Moors. I've talked about the Moors before, part of my family. This is what got me going on genealogy again, going through the Moors and the Allens. I had for the longest time Lavinia Sabina Moore, her father, her parents, John Moore and Sarah Williamson. Moore's parents being Lewis Moore and Melinda Beaver, and I had them going back generations. Lewis Moore, I had his parents listed as Philip Moore and Nancy Coone. So while I was doing part of the work on the project, of course, you see the incompleteness here. If you're looking at this, you have Lewis Moore, you have a birth date, which is an about based on census, and Melinda Beaver, a birth also about. We do have a marriage record for them for the proper county and place. So it made sense. Now, how did it see? Now you see here it says Nancy Gaff when I had said Nancy Coone just a minute ago. Why did I change it? Well, that's because I was trying to do more research and I came across this Nancy Gaff Moore. And this is a Nancy married to a John Moore. I knew that the more I was researching would be Philip. Now let's see this. We got a John Thompson Moore that is the son, and there let's see children Charles, Mary Josephine, Robert. So I'm not seeing any of so basically what I sort of did, and you know what? Now that I'm looking about it, I'm really realizing that this was just a stupid mistake because for some reason I mixed up the Moors because it is a very common name, and that Nancy Gaff was never correct. So I think that was a suggestion. A find was it? Why do you do that? Ancestry, what the hell? I'm promoting your product here. Why? Why? Ah, Ancestry, you suck. I think it's because I had the information so close. I was willing to stick my neck out on it, even though I had GeniaNet trees that said otherwise. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and change this back to Coone. Because sometimes you get conflicting information. You don't always have to accept it. I thought, well, figured that out now. I know what the proper thing is. Shouldn't have never changed it. You got to be, and part of my problem comes when I started doing genealogy research, I was just constantly trying to find the information. Just who is this ancestor? Who are that ancestor's parents? Figure it out, figure it out, figure it out. Whatever I was able to find, I used. And this was doing a lot of research using some of the family history documents I had, a family Bible, stuff from family reunions, talking to my parents and grandparents, and in some cases, great grandparents. Even then, it's not going to get everything. I mean, not everything's going to be out there. I'm not going to get everything right. It's impossible to get everything right. But you really should try. Not only family history is such an important thing when you think about it. You don't. If you get it wrong, that's your own family that you're messing up. Let's see. I'll try to fill back in. Coons. Which So I'm trying to find the fan chart that I used before. So yes, that was Nancy Coone with her father, John Coone. Just trying to figure that out. And I thought, oh, wait, I had the information wrong, but now no, I had it right. So now I have to reconnect, refine this information that I already had because I went looking down the wrong tree. Once again, parking up the wrong tree, just like we talked about. Oh, now the hints work. Yeah, see, so this was the one I accepted, and I shouldn't have. That was wrong. And even looking at it, the birth year wasn't even close to right. What the heck was I thinking? All right. So yeah, there's a bonehead move by me. So there was a conflict. You're gonna find conflicts. You're gonna find people who have different information. This was a case of I saw someone with different information and I thought, oh, okay, they must be right. No, no, they're not. So now I got to fill this back in. I got to do everything I did on that. Let's see. Let's going back to the facts. Yes, we got this wonderful record from GeniaNet. Here we have Nancy Coone married Philip Moore. His parents were Tobias Moore and Elizabeth Unknown. I was able to find Elizabeth's name. All we know about her here, he's born in 1797 and deceased. Okay. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to. So going now back on this to, so that's true. Okay, and this is the one. All right, so this one lists the birth date is 1804, Montgomery County, Kentucky. Married Montgomery County, Kentucky to a Samuel Pettit. So no, that wasn't even her. Huh. So I don't even know if John Coone and it's Coons versus Coons. I saw names change before. So I meant to talk about that a couple weeks back. So there. Don't sometimes you doubt yourself, sometimes you don't. Yes. No hints. Simple fact is when you doing genealogy research, take notes, know where you're getting things, cite your sources, so that if you do have these things come up, like Nancy Coone was someone I found early on in my research, and I was wondering whether I got it wrong, and I was willing to take someone else's word for it, even though nothing added up, nothing at all added up right for her. But yet I went for it. So egg on my face. Don't know what I was thinking there. All right. So that's the conflicts. Now, conflicts and resolutions, it's just a pithy title there. So that was the conflict. Now let's talk about resolutions. Now, every year, I don't really get too big into making New Year's resolutions. It is June 14th, 15th. So we're 2 weeks in. Sometimes it takes me a couple months to get them. Sometimes I come up ones immediately. Well, last year I didn't really have a genealogy resolution. Then midway through the year, when I was doing the family history research for the family reunion, I thought, okay, maybe this is the year I publish. And I looked at it as I wanted to publish something. I wanted to increase the number of books that I had out there with my name on them. So why not publish some of my genealogy research and do it in several volumes? And then, of course, as you've seen in me talking about on this video series, get stuck in the research. Well, here's what I'm going to resolve to do for this year. And that is, I have said frequently, I am an amateur genealogist. I have a lot of experience doing research, training in research, but nothing professional. I'm looking to possibly change that. And for that, what I'm looking to do is to become a certified genealogist. So this is my goal for the year. And it's a pretty straightforward process. It doesn't require courses. It requires my knowledge, basically like a federal job application, knowledge, skills, and abilities. My thinking here is I've done genealogy for over 20 years. I think I've got quite skilled at it. When I look at everything I was able to find for my sister-in-law's family in just under a month, I think that I definitely have the traits here, and I would like to just be able to put with some authority that I do that. And so I looked into doing this years ago, and I found a thing about certifying genealogy where you would certify yourself as a different type of genealogist. And looking back on it, it probably was a scam. But this is from the Board for Certification of Genealogists by the American Society of Genealogists. And what you do here is they have 3 different certifications. Certified genealogists, that's those who hold this credential have demonstrated their competence in research analysis, kinship determination, and reporting skills. And there's the genetic genealogist who go through DNA evidence. And then the certified genealogical lecturer. Now, if I'm going to actually do this podcast series properly, you would think I would go for the lecturer, but I'm going to start off small, and this year, I'm going to aim to become a certified genealogist. This means I could actually put the initial CG after my name, like doctors put MD or PhD or DDS. It's not so much why is certification needed, but if I did ever want to actually act as a professional genealogist and actually take money or do this as a profession, then having the certification would be important. But for me, it's not the fact that I want to make money off of this, although it would be great if more people follow the channel and they can monetize. It's more me, the accomplishment of it. It's been 13 years since I've completed my last degree program, when I've completed my MBA and my diploma in marketing communications, George Washington University School of Business. And I had always thought about going to get my doctorate at some point. Now I'm about 8 years beyond where I was planning to, but that's still a bit far off in the future. I had looked at getting other certificate degrees through Graduate School USA, the government graduate school. But I think this is my best option, and this is something that I put a lot of effort into, a lot of training. So obviously, if you're getting into genealogy, you do not need to be a certified genealogist to do research. I list here the reasons for that. Then there's the benefits, symbol of pride and work done well. Practitioners judged by their skills. Let's see. Certification offers reassurances of protection through an arbitration service should difficulties arise, as they seek professional help in a field that is still, for the most part, free of governmental regulation. And then just for the discipline, there's going to be a lot of preparing, going through my research analysis that I've done all these years, and I'll have to apply. And there is considerable cost to that. It's an $80 preliminary application fee, followed by a $300 final application fee. And then every 5 years, I have to do a renewal application. And then there's an 80 years annual, which gets me a newsletter. How nice. It's a lot of money, but it's a case of being able to show that I've achieved this. There's a lot in the guide here for me to follow up on. But this is my goal for this year, is to become a certified genealogist. So that's where I am on my genealogy research. I feel I've come a long way enough that I can get the certification. Of course, I would love to break down some of these brick walls. Love to be able to look at this tree and be able to say, okay, on my family tree, I know every single one of my grandparents, great grandparents, great great grandparents. But then I get to three great, some cases, yes. But then, down here, some cases, no. It would be great. It would be great if I knew all of my three times great grandparents. Some are going to be near impossible. The Browns, I think, definitely. And then, of course, don't even start talking about the fourth great grandparents. Oh, suddenly there's a bunch of people to look at. All right. Well, I've got some hints to check out. I've got a lot of work to do. And as always, if you have questions, reach out to me. I am happy to help. I'm happy to give advice. I'm happy to give guidance. Happy to help you through anything. Check out my merch store. New stuff going up all the time. tpublic.com/store/swift. Who knows? I may actually come up with some pithy genealogy t-shirts at some point to put up there. Follow me on Tumblr, sonofswift.tumblr.com. And if you have a question, shovlin@gmail.com. Thank you for watching. It is the 15th, so we're getting to us. Happy New Year. We're coming up on MLK Day and the President's Inauguration Day here in the United States. It's deeper into winter. Thank you for watching. Good luck.